for the brioche. So this is the moulding for that 1.4 kilo dough. You know, traditionally they'd be using fluted, like small fluted tins. We're just going to use a cupcake tray with papers because we are training and this is where we start. Also a small flan ring, and then this is for our brioche loaf. So I'll start molding the brioche. So we're doing out of this 2 products, Parisian and also the savory. So using the rolling pin again. And this is for the savory. Just rolling quite fine. And remember just to complete the full job. And don't do one at a time. Roll them all and then come back and do the rolling technique. That way the gluten has a bit of time to relax, to recover. So these are the 6 rolls. Going to extend them a bit. Rolling out. Now I'm going to work on the Parisians. This I'm just going to take off a small amount. Consistently. Yes. Roll. And just make like a donut of this. I rolled it round. Now I'm going to pass it all the way through. So it comes through. And I just grab that tag and just push it on the side to secure it. Again, going to roll. Make a hole through. Roll. And I'm just going to make just make a little bit of a cone shape. And then that'll go all the way through and just secure it. That way when it proves, that little ball actually doesn't pop out. Just put that round, cone, all the way through, tuck it under, just give it a bit of a shape. Just be consistent as you can. And again, just work through and complete each one. And really the knots will go in as well. And then we have, and then we're able to do the knots And then they're fairly consistent when they go on the proof, you know, as far as being all at the same stage of proof. Through and then into the mold. Round. Then you just round this little tiny peak here and make it into a cone. Yep, so cone, then make the donut, push that through, and then tuck that under. All right, now we've got the knot rolls. So I've got these long pieces that now have been extended. I'm just going to extend them a little bit more. Now this makes it makes it a little bit easier if there's either a bit of oil or a bit of flour. And the main reason for that is I don't want them to stick when I'm doing the rolling technique or the knot. So I need to extend it a fair bit. Hold that with 2 fingers. I'm going to go under, over, and then all the way through. And I'm going to go under, through, and I go over again, and I'm going to connect with that part there. Then turn it over. So a Kaiser roll has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll that right out. Then over, under, through, push it all the way through, extend it through. So you've got like a knot with an extended end, through again, pull that through, and then connect. Now I'm going to try it with just a little bit of flour. I think the process will be a little bit easier. So extending it out, a little bit of flour. So over, under, through, and it's definitely easier. Through, under, over, and through, and then connect. Over, under. So basically make like a knot on the first turn, and you just bring that over, tuck it in, put through, and over again. Over, under, through. It takes a little bit to get used to. So connect. And that connection sits at the bottom. A little bit of flour. Under. Make that knot on the first one, just like a traditional knot. Bring it back over again, through, and then connect. And for our to go in the proof, we have our we've got our 6 Parisian, and then we've got our 6 savory rolls, which we will before they go in, we're going to make an indentation in the middle, and that's where we'll put our filling. Okay, so that's one style. Now we will do the loaf. So this is a 400-gram piece that has been divided into 8. So therefore, it's just another 8 50-gram rolls. Just give that a bit of a spray, and I'm just going to round them. Again, so they've been rounded once, now just round them again and place them into the mold. And what will happen is they will fill this loaf pan and make a small brioche loaf. These two styles will be required for the practical assessment. Additionally, and this is just for class, we're going to do a brioche tart using a small tart mold. There's two 400-gram pieces. Just going to really extend it out. Align that into the tart mold. Making sure it's in there evenly. Now I'm going to do like a bit of a folding technique. So finger under, and I'm going to push down. Then where I push down, I put my finger again, roll that brioche over and push again. Place my finger in that same spot, roll over my finger, push it. Roll over, push it. Roll over. What this does is it basically makes like the edge for the tart. Roll over. Now I'm going to have to probably size up on the brioche on this tart mold. It's a little bit small, but the technique is the same. Over, over, and then the last one, over. Then once I've got that, I go back over and just push them under. And then when it gets proof, we'll put a custard, some berries, glaze just the outside, put some sugar on the sides for a crust, and then it's served like a tart. So this is just in class, an extra, you know, it's a good thing to see. Brioche creme fraiche tart with fruit, very nice as a fresh, warm product. And then we've got then the two products for the assessment: Parisian, the savoury rolls, and the brioche loaf.